All right, there we go. Okay. All right, the SIG scale is March 5th, 2026. Did we get Vishnu? Oh, we did. Okay. Hey, Vishnu. All right, you got the first topic.
Before I start on the topic, I just have a small request. So, can I be added as a contributor, or do I need to, keep raising a few more PRs to get to that status? I mean, I'm not able to test my PRs that are open right now. Um, Unfortunately, I'm not sure how to go about it. I mean, it's in the,
Lubo, do you? Sorry.
see,
Okay.
I was going to say it's PR 16768, which is there in the notes. Yeah.
Lubo, I think I can't remember the procedure here. You have to join the what is the list? I think is it the keyword dev list? And then do you need a sponsor? I can't remember what the procedure was. I don't know if you know off the top of your head. To be a to be a contributor so that he can run his tests.
I mean, I'm not sure about the exact status, but all I wanted to do is if you scroll down to the bottom,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, there are two tests failing. I just want to run them and see if they go through again. So that's my intention, but I will let you guys make a right call on what my contributing status should be to get it off the way or who I should be following up with.
Okay. Then we'll just paste the link in chat.
Yeah, Ali shared it with me. Looks like I need to be a contributor, but this is my first pull request. Um, I'm not sure if I will get the contributor role with this or else only after getting this merged.
So why don't we do this? I think so I added the OK to test. So you should be unblocked to run the test will run now. So you should be unblocked. And I think then we can get this merged and then while we get this merged, we can work on the moving you to contributor.
Yeah, thank you so much. Sounds good.
Okay. Good. So those will run and then we'll get you the feedback you need for your test. I think let me see. Which one is yours? Oh no, we don't need it. That's right, because it's not merged yet. So you need we need this to pass to merge the PR, right? So
Yep.
we'll just yeah, okay. All right. No, we can't hear you, Lubo. You're muted. I see you on mute, but we didn't hear anything. Yeah, I still don't hear anything from you. You might have to rejoin. Okay. All right, so Vishnu, and then we'll go back to your first topic for discussion
Yeah,
with vendoring.
I just kept these items as topics for discussion based upon the comments that I had on the PR so that I can take them in a follow-up. So the first one is to have Go rendering support instead of a executable binary. So, I'll let you guys, speak through that and what you see to achieve through Go rendering. I mean, so the reason why I introduced this binary based logic is looking at the tests that we have as well as Kubernetes compatibility, you know, um, with being, I mean, Kubernetes being well executable through a binary because it doesn't have that much uh, that easy or maintainable compatibility with rendering. We can still import some packages, but there is nothing like a direct run function that you can call with a set of parameters. Even if there is, but it needs a lot of work to populate a bunch of parameters, while a binary can do it very simply, by populating envs through, CA system, looking at provided dynamics. And also, I was looking into SIG scalability. Even they follow the same format on. I mean, right now they use Cluster Loader 2 to run their performance tests. So they clone the repo, build the binary, and then use that as an executable by passing a bunch of environment variables. So I just want to hear more thoughts on what flexibilities do you see from the vendoring standpoint, so that I can have a better understanding of it.
Yeah, I think so my perspective is that this bash script, right? If we merge this, we go away. Um, several months pass and there's more releases of Cube Burner and like how are we bumping this? It's gonna be, somebody coming back here and remembering, oh, it's the version's here. We need to change this tag option variable and then consume the new version. So I'm kind of like trying to think, how do we make it so how can we reduce like the effort that that it would take to maintain this one line, to maintain this binary. And I think LA had a suggestion here that, we could build this as part of um, the CI. And I think that was what you just also just said that SIG scalability does is that they'll build the binary. And I think that's an option. I think pretty much what I'm looking for is like, like how do we reduce this? How do we make it so somebody doesn't have to go find this at some point later and then open a PR and we have to go through a whole merge of this? Can we make it so that it's automatic that we're getting, whatever the new stuff from KubeBurner and consuming it without having to merge things constantly?
I see, makes sense. So, looking at the concerns, looks like the first point is about versioning and then version updates. Um, so for that one, we don't have to update that frequently for KubeBurner because we will most of the core functionality that we are looking at, it's already present, and it has to go through a major version bumps, which happens very less frequently with KubeBurner. And if there is any new functionality that is coming in, which is going to change the whole schema, then only we might need one. So that is one thing. And also, if we look at this approach in overall, there are both pros and cons. Keeping version logged will make it more stable, affording with the cost of, having to do bump whenever required manually through a PR, which is very less. But if we keep it open to kind of pull in the latest changes and then do quick, binary build to the source code and then run it, we might we will need to seriously consider the risk of any breaking changes that are going into the main branch in KubeBurner.
Yeah, I
So,
agree. There's going to be a few trade-offs here. We'll have to,
so
well, we
that's
can wait. I'm
yeah
sorry,
that
go ahead.
yeah that's the only downside that is kind of concerning me, because even we as majority of the users, we don't rely on building, I mean, for the downstream things that use KubeBurner as a core, testing tool. We
Hmm.
don't rely on any of the, source code clones and building our binary. Instead, we rely on releases that are cut, and only once there is a release cut, we consider it as stable, and then, start using it through bumps whenever required. But yeah, it has its own pros and cons. But yeah, I'll let you guys go ahead. Yeah, Ale?
LA is going to send up. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a question. Like, what is the release cadence for KubeBurner?
So release cadence, we do it at least monthly once, that I can guarantee.
Okay, and what's the um, support policy for older version?
Support policy. I don't think we have a well-defined concrete support policy as of now, but I need to understand it more on what you exactly mean by it.
Yeah, so let's say um, we pin the KubeBurner release to a specific release, right? What is the release you have right now? The latest one?
Latest one second, it should be something around 2 point. One second, let me confirm it. It's 2.4.2.
Yeah, so let's say we pin this to 2.4.2.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do monthly releases, let's say a year from now, we'll have 12 such releases, right? If we run into issues where KubeBurner, where the where there is a bug or something in KubeBurner, right? At that time, our options are either backport that or bump the release, right? So from that perspective, I was asking like, what is the release or what is the um, support policy for older releases?
Oh, I see. So for that, what we suggest is to always rely on the latest version. So for example, in this case, we can get started with the version that is pinned right now. If it is breaking something, if it is not working as expected, we will get to know it in the follow-up PR, which is there in project infra, and we will have it fixed accordingly. Once this is merged, if we decide to have any new functions that come into the future, which is going to happen less likely in terms of frequency, we can go ahead with the bump. If it is breaking, we can roll back to this previous version, which we thought was, I mean, we can just do a PR revert to come back to stable version. So that's how we do as of today.
Yeah, I think that's the exact issue that Ryan was bringing up, right? If someone has to constantly keep these tests in sync with the latest version, then we are introducing manual work here, which might get dragged. So I I think my preference would be to automate this version bump as soon as we have new release. That would be the most preferable.
I see. Yeah, I understand your concerns, but I just feel like this just depends upon how Kubernetes release process is going through right now. So my suggestion here is, if we end up automating it, I mean, just cloning the source code, building the binary, and then using for the tests, it is more likely that we run into more issues in that method than pinning the version. The way that I mean, the way that we are getting contributions. So instead, if we can define some concrete tests that will probably catch everything that we need in the pre-submits itself, that way we can safeguard it, and then maybe we can revisit later, some point maybe after 3 or 6 months, to see if we want to directly switch to building our own binary in our CI. But right now, this
So I think there are two different issues, right? So when we build our own, so when KubeVirt builds its own kubeburner binary, it doesn't have to do it from the main branch. It can do it from the release branch.
but what's the point of building the binary that is already shipped as a part of a release branch? Again,
There was so this is a major security escalation that happened probably a year or couple years past. I'll have to bring up that CVE, but basically the binary that you download that is already built has to come with an inherent trust, right? There can be anything that goes into this downloading, and KubeVirt will never know what is being downloaded here. So, from a security standpoint, it is always a good practice to build your own binary rather than downloading it from pre-released versions. I'm not saying things will go wrong here, but that's just a good practice, and that is why even SIG Scalability is doing that.
oh, I see. Yeah, looks like a valid concern. Yeah, let me put some thought around it. But yeah, to start with, for this PR, we can get this. I mean, if you guys are okay, we can get this as is, and then I can open up a follow-up PR which builds the binary from scratch. If you can share that CVA with me, maybe put it in the notes LI, I can have a chat with my team, or else folks that are involved in this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I for now I don't think this is an issue, but I think we definitely want to move towards building from a branch, from
Yeah,
an already released branch. That would be the most ideal.
yeah,
And
sounds.
then and the separate issue is that once the kube burner cuts a new branch, how can we automatically flip that branch? Is there a way we can create a PR, like a bot can create a PR automatically in KubeVirt?
Oh, you mean based upon the dependency update, we can have something like a dependent bot do the version
Yeah.
bump?
Yes. And then we can manually check that version bump, run CI test, and approve it, right? I would that address, Ryan, your concern about maintainability part?
Yeah, it would. I think so I'm thinking it the maintainability part, we don't want to have to do a bunch of manual things. And then I also think we have to be the Q burner project itself, we're introducing a dependency in KubeVirt. Like that, and we're doing it intentionally. Like we would, we're saying we're sort of committing here to this idea that we want this dependency. So it's important that we also understand that there is stability. There's this contract here where we're going to that this test expects certain stability, has certain stability requirements from KubeBurner. So that could mean that we have to have certain releases from KubeBurner. That means that the tests in KubeBurner are making sure that there isn't any regression. So the point is that that we're doing the right practices on both sides, where we're not adding burden on in the KubeVirt project to consume the dependency, and at the same time we're also making sure that what KubeVirt is consuming is stable. So to meet both those requirements, yeah, we would need something that's going to automatically give us a stable binary. And there's lots of ways we can go about doing that, but what you guys are suggesting sounds fine to me.
I see. Yeah, sure. I think I hear you guys. And on the I was just thinking about the dependent bot. So do we already have it in the Kubeboard project as of today, or else is that something that we are looking for in future?
Um, we have different dependency management tools. So we have post submit hook that gets triggered after the PR gets merged. Then we have a weekly cron job that calculates or runs the sync or results and plots the graph.
Uh,
But
I,
we
this
don't
is,
have
yeah.
anything that crosses the project boundary. So this bot has to be in KubeBurner, right? Because in KubeBurner you are um, creating the release branch, and once that is done, it gets triggered, gets run, and then it will post a PR here in KubeVirt.org.
Oh, so Ali, I was just referring to the dependent bot which is available as one of the bots in the GitHub. So for example, today GitHub kubeburner org already has a dependent bot integrated into the GitHub org. And whenever there are upgrades in one of the dependencies, when it skims through go.mod file in the repo, it will automatically raise a PR against the repo where it sees there is upgraded from version from the downstream. But it doesn't work based upon updates on the downstream in a downstream repo, and I mean being in a downstream repo to raise a repo against kubeburner. So with that, what I meant to say is, if we want an automated PR against this kubebot repo, bot has to be here in this repo instead of being in the kubeburner.
I mean, we can. That's an implementation detail, right? We need a way to trigger that bot on the release when you cut that release, and then we need a way to create that PR. How that is achieved is to be TBD. To me, it was obvious that you'll only get a notification that the release branch was cut in if the bot was in kubeburner repo, but maybe there are other ways to get that notification, in which case having it here in kubebot might make sense as well. But yeah, I think that is the overall direction that will help um, with this issue specifically.
Okay, understood. I'll make a note of these items and put some thought around this. Um, yeah, we see one more comment in the chat. Somebody says that we can embed binaries in testing images.
I think it's
About,
Logo.
is your mic working? We
Oh,
can test it again.
no. I didn't understand that comment. Can somebody elaborate what they actually meant? by embedding
Yeah,
the
I was asking Lubo what's the comment. I don't know if his mic's working though.
Let's try it. Can
Give
you
him a
hear me?
second. Oh yeah, there we go. There he is.
Perfect. Just 5 restarts and it works. uh, yeah, just I wanted to say that for the OK to test, it shouldn't be working. You need to manually trigger the jobs. And it doesn't work because of security reasons as well. That you could, change the PR, have something malicious there, trigger the test, and exploit our CI. So that's why we want you to be, verified that you already contributed, that you are not having a malicious intention, and so on. So if you need a test run, somebody please trigger the run.
Yeah, I
Yes.
added it, Lubo.
Yeah, so when I go to the one of the failed tests and try to do a rerun from the UI, it says that I don't have permissions to do so. I think I need to get added as contributed for that
Yeah,
retrigger. Yeah, for
that's
self.
true.
I even tried that, but yeah.
So somebody needs to
Okay.
do it for you, unfortunately.
Yeah, Vishnu, we can help with that. Okay. So your okay, we can put it in I can put the notes in the in the meeting notes. I can put the errors in the meeting notes for you. Oh, this looks like connection refused. Maybe this just needs to be rerun. Connecting logs failure.
Yeah, I mean, from what I can understand, they look like pro maintenance issues.
One of the control plane components is not ready. Okay. Maybe this just needs to be rerun. I don't know what happened here. All right, let me just run the retest on it. Okay, let's see. We can just communicate over. We can send you the information, Vishnu, over Slack or something.
Yeah, I'll reach out in the Qbot dev, Qbot channel, Slack channel.
Okay. All right, Lubo, the other comment was we can embed the binary in testing images. That was the other question. So how can you talk more about that?
Yeah, I mean, like we have the bootstrap image, and we have different images that are basically the base for the testing, for the pod that is triggering the testing. So for the case, Ale said that we need to build it. I think that's quite possible to, incorporate it into the building of the bootstrap image or different image that will be used to trigger this testing.
So I guess you're still referring to downloading the source code and building the binary and use it for the testing, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, yeah, Ali's CV example convinces me. If it's a security concern, yeah, definitely we have to go with building and then using it for the tests. Thank you.
Okay. Let me go back up. Okay, Vishnu, next second topic. I think we're there.
Yeah, I was just curious on this one, which we had some floating thoughts around last meeting on Prometheus and Grafana. I mean, definitely we need not solve the whole thing here in the meeting, but if I can get some details on um, how frequently you triage your test results data, and then what is your usual data volume, um, and also, mm, I think that's pretty much it. And if you have any details on any existing Prometheus or Grafana setups that you have for visualization standpoints, I mean, might not be a full-blown production thing, but any experimental stuff that you have, those pointers would be very helpful. I mean, from the last discussion, what I understood is we don't have that much huge volumes of data, so it can be. So that's the reason we are planning to transition from current plotly visualizations to Prometheus. is what I understand. But yeah, I'll let you guys comment on that.
Yeah, so we try to review the test data every few weeks or so. It's the issue we face is that we needed some history, but Git is not ideal because we only need like a history of like a year. We don't need history for eternity. So it's much better that we use something like Prometheus and Grafana. So the amount of data we have, I mean, you can kind of get a sense of it from our diagrams that, um, I mean, here's a 3 6 month span. Um, so I think we do, what's the periodics is it daily or every few days or so? And then we'll have what comes out to be a bunch of JSON, and I think let me see. I can't find what's the repo again? What's the name of our repo that has it's like oh wait, no, I have it up here, I think.
Um,
There it is.
yeah, yeah.
Performance benchmark. Yeah, so like for example, uh look here. So this will be like over a series of months. So we just store them in folders and then there's just a JSON. So basically each of these folders represents one set of data. And it's got and that all that ends up as one bullet point on this graph.
Oh, I see. So basically, we are using GitHub to store the data, store the
Yeah,
history.
that's right.
And are they auto triaged, or else somebody raises a PR after a while to kind of remove those, and I mean, too old data?
Well, the data we don't really. The problem is that even though like we can technically remove it, I mean, the Git history is still going to have the data around in the repo. So it's like it's basically, I mean, it's basically permanent.
Okay, I see. I see. So that way it is becoming tedious to maintain, I guess.
There's just no, it's unnecessary. This isn't the right solution. I mean, we just wanted to use this for, it helped us get off the ground. It's just not the right solution for long term. So Prometheus and Grafana would be the right solution. Because
So
all we need to do from this is we need to generate this, and then every release we build, we take a snapshot of this and publish it. So we just want the data to publish to um, with every release. Once we do that, we don't care anymore. We don't need it.
so is there allocated instance for the keyword that has Prometheus up and running, or else are we still figuring out on the budget for that allocation or something?
There is one in the so there is one. I believe it's a part of the test. So we need a centralized one, right? I think that's the requirement. We need something that is always running. I don't know. There was one for a little while, and I don't remember where it is. We used it a while ago. Does anyone remember this? There's like a dedicated Grafana and Prometheus that sort of scoops up data from the jobs over time. I don't remember where it is.
I mean, yeah, I'm okay even getting those details offline, but I just wanted to put across my points. So once find out if you can put them in the meeting notes, I can take it from there. Or else maybe um, text me or Slack. Uh,
Yeah, this is the dedicated cluster. This wouldn't work, but this is the only one I'm aware of. Lubo, do you know, or like Orlay, do you know? Like, wait, is there like or are we missing that piece? We would need some sort of Prometheus that would store all this data and a dashboard for it.
Um, in the past, I know we had Prometheus instances running. I think I was coordinating with Brian on this, but I don't know the status of it right now.
We still have the instance, but I'm not sure if it would be good to use it for this case as well as for CI data. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
that's what
let's.
we use it for? Okay, so we have a Grafana for all the proud jobs. Okay.
Yeah, I would probably speak to Daniel and Dennis to see what we can do there.
Lubo, what would be the right community call to bring this topic up? Would it be the community call on Wednesday?
Um, I would I would even say that this call is good. We just need to get Daniel and Dennis here for the next time.
Okay. And sorry, Lubo, can you help us coordinate that thing? That'll be helpful.
Yes, already writing them privately.
Okay, thanks. So Vishnu, I think you need to bug Lubo for this. I think Daniel and Dennis will have the right information and context whether we can use that Grafana or not.
I see. Yeah, I can follow. I mean, I, the only thing that interests me is Kubernetes is well compatible with Prometheus as of today. So if we already have a Prometheus, and then if we wish to, move to Prometheus, then I can just publish the metrics that I'm collecting as a part of, pro artifacts directly to Prometheus, and then conduct some experiments over there to visualize data.
Yeah, that will be ideal.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Okay. I think we're over time, everyone. All right. Thank you very much. See you guys next time. Have a good day.